Thank you for participating in our school board's process in selecting our superintendent. My name is Brian Graham, and I have the opportunity to serve as a principal at Woodburn Elementary School. In this activity, each candidate will be given up to an hour to answer 4 questions that have been provided by our school board. Our hope is that our community can get to know each candidate just a bit and provide feedback via surveys on our school website or on our district website. I would like to begin this interview by introducing you to Dr. John Anzalone. He currently serves as the Assistant Superintendent of Education Services Division at the Clark County School District in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's correct.
So welcome, Dr. Anzalone. We're glad that you're here with us. And tonight you'll have about an hour to answer 4 questions. And it's an opportunity for you to give our community an idea about who you are and how you would be a fit for the position of superintendent here in Camas.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Thank you for having me.
Okay, are you ready for the first question?
I'm ready.
Okay. Please tell us about yourself and why you want to be the superintendent in the Camas School District.
Well, first of all, Mr. Graham, thank you for hosting and moderating, and thank you so much for the warm welcome. Again, I'm Dr. John Anzalone. I'm Assistant Superintendent in Clark County in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I will tell you, my wife, Sarah, and I have been in awe with the beauty here in Camas since arriving on Monday night. I'm more impressed with the focus and commitment to education here within the community. You know, I felt at home right away and so welcome, and I appreciate that. And I know my wife does as well. And so I want to thank the board, the staff, you, Mr. Graham, and the entire community for this exciting opportunity. Every spare moment so far since my wife and I have been here, we've been chatting with our kids back home. We have 2 little girls who are 6 and 10, and our son who's a 14-year-old freshman, and telling them about our experience here in Camas. And I will tell you, they are so excited with the opportunity to possibly move to the Northwest and enroll in Camas schools. So for me, I'm a middle school teacher at my heart. I was a teacher for several years and was honored to become a dean of students for several years until receiving my first appointment to be a principal. I've now been a principal at 4 different schools, 2 very large high schools, as well as a smaller alternative school and an ELL newcomer school, which supports over students from over 42 different countries. In one of the largest and most complex school districts in the United States, the Clark County School District. So I feel, Mr. Graham, that I'm prepared to lead a very high achieving district of excellence here in Camas. Sarah and I know that this excellence in Camas did not happen by chance. The value and commitment by the entire community on educating students is crystal clear. And to be here with an opportunity to lead in an environment like Camas is an opportunity that, frankly, I don't take lightly. A community that values teaching and learning like this is truly inspiring. You know, I've learned in my career that when you do things with people, it sticks, it lasts. But when you go at things alone, it simply does not. So why Camas? Having an opportunity to be that collaborative leader in your beautiful district is something my entire family is ready for, and we're all in. I will tell you that in me, you'll find a collaborator, a consensus builder, and someone who wants to build upon an already strong foundation. Your 88% reading proficiency rate, your 93% graduation rate, that's an exciting place to start, Mr. Graham. And I believe that a superintendent is not only an instructional leader and will build upon those numbers, but someone who is a community leader, someone who will represent the entire district, the school board, and most importantly, the community. You know, building trusting relationships like I did back in the classroom as a teacher and within my schools as a principal is really what I relished most about being an educator. So I'm excited to potentially lead the way and take Camas to the next level so that Camas schools can continue to be extraordinary together. Thank you.
Thanks. Question number 2. As a leader in our district, how will you work to affect change and work to get others behind this change?
Change, yes. It's no secret that change is inevitable, right? And so, but we want to avoid change for just the sake of change. So whether we're driving that change ourselves or aligning ourselves to the changes directed by the board or the state legislation, we always need to keep in mind these essential elements. One, have a plan in taking into account the thoughts and the ideas of our community, our staff, our students, cabinet members, principals and teachers, even our coaches and our board. It's so important. You also want to set measurable goals that are based on research and input. Listen carefully to the vast experiences of others, and always try to find key influencers who will stand behind you and support the plan and drive its success. I also think, Mr. Graham, it's important that we adjust as necessary as we keep our eye on student achievement as our most important outcome to any change that we decide to make together.
Thank you, Dr. Anzalone.
Thank you.
Okay, question 3. Our district has developed a culturally competent environment over the past several years. Please describe your experience in leading equity work, and please provide any examples of your work surrounding educational equity that has led to improved student outcomes.
I appreciate that. You know, I first need to take a moment to thank you and your staff and your district for the hard work and commitment to equity and access. It's remarkable, not just for our students, but for their families, as well as the district leadership really taking a surrounding stance on this issue. One example of how I've led the work around equity in our district is an effort placed on reducing discipline disproportionality in my district. And what I mean by that is, for several years, our team has recognized clear differences in the amount of students of color being excluded from school in relation to the number of students of color that were in our district as a total. So upon my appointment as assistant superintendent, I immediately went to work on this issue by ensuring our site administrators were trained on effective restorative practices, the understanding of implicit bias, and the importance of keeping all kids in school. You know, as principal, I knew my buildings, and I know our principals and chemists know theirs, and I also knew my families, and I've never lost sight of that. We all started as teachers, and nobody knows the community like teachers. So as your superintendent, I will continue to know our families, and we'll continue that work around equity and making sure that we carry on this excellence. That's the type of leader you'll see in me, and together we will continue to model, to be a model district for not just the entire state of Washington, but for the entire nation.
Thank you, Dr. Anzalone. Question number 4. What do you anticipate are the 2 greatest challenges you will be facing as the next superintendent of the Camas School District?
So the 2 challenges that I can see coming in is, number 1, we need to take a look at the decreasing enrollment. And I think this is an issue, Mr. Graham, across the entire nation. You know, we still have so many families that have trepidations about returning to school in a face-to-face model. And so we want to make sure that we surround our students, but also their families and our staff. We want to wrap our arms around them and make sure they know that not only are we providing a safe and secure environment, but a great learning environment as well. And we want to make sure that our community knows that the Camas Public Schools are the place to be, that this is the best place to get a whole child experience and set them up for life. So I think that's number 1, is making sure that we're working with our legislators, our community, and our board to make sure that everyone knows that our schools are the number 1 choice, and that we want to bring any families that have decided to either leave or not come back because of the pandemic or other reasons to come back and be a part of this community and the excellence that's happening. I also think that we need to continue the work around social emotional learning and equity. And what I mean by that is basically giving every single student a fair chance. That includes our LGBTQ community and communities that have been underserved for many years, and making sure that they have a safe and secure environment. We also want to make sure that those students and all of our students continue achieving at a very high level. You know, our students are very clear in Camas and looking at the research of Camas that they want to have career opportunities and more STAR and CTE courses. And with this diversifying economy here in Camas and culturally and civically, we have so many opportunities to provide our students. As I toured the community today in our schools, it was so clear that many high-tech industries and diversified businesses are moving here and calling Camas home. And that's going to provide so many clear opportunities for our kids. And that can cause what we call multi-generational excellence, where it's not just the current students, but the students, and so on and so forth. I was so overjoyed to see how many teachers who went to school here in Camas that came back to give back to our schools and our kids and support professionals here in the central office. And that just means so much to me. And I would be honored to bring my family and my 3 amazing kids to Camas to give them the same type of excellence, equitable opportunities that the students have enjoyed here for years.
Thank you, Dr. Anzalone.
Thank you, Mr. Graham.
We want to thank you for your time here today. And also for our viewers, thank you for watching the interview. Please take a moment to give our school board your feedback on the surveys that are posted on our school district website under the About menu 2021 Superintendent Search. The surveys will close at 5 o'clock on Friday, December 3rd. Dr. Anzalone, thank you so much for your time today. Any final thoughts before we close up our interview?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank all of the staff members who have dedicated both today and tomorrow to this experience and this process. I have been so thrilled with the values here in Camas, and again, just to be a part of this community coming from a very large district. I think I could bring a lot of unique perspectives, a lot of leadership experiences, an opportunity to be innovative and try new things and to really take us to the next level. You know, Camas is right there as one of the top districts in the nation. And even with great districts like Camas, there's always opportunities for growth and excellence. And to be your potential leader to do that for the next countless years to come would just be an opportunity of a lifetime. So again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to all the communities out there watching. And I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anzalone.
Thank you.